Now, me and Andrew had a long 4-hour drive ahead of us in his Jeep to meet up with Henry in Clemens, North Carolina. After meeting up with Henry, we finally met up with the rest of the gang and settled in for camp. Now, we all decided it was probably a good idea to top off our tanks before we hit the road for the day. And as we would find out, some of us didn't know how to use a pump where you have to pay inside.
So Andrew's first time ever doing a pay pump.
I am a true
Henry teaching him how it's done.
Man, these old pumps bring back a lot of memories on the road. We soon made our way out onto the road in search for gravel. Let's go. At last, we finally found dirt, and we soon decided to stop in order to air down our tires. So, to kind of introduce you to everybody, this is Ben's 5th Gen 4Runner. And as you can see, here's Josh in his RAV4. He's done quite an extensive amount of work on it. To the left, you can see Andrew's used to be Jeep. And then here you can see a little bit to the left, there you go, and that was Henry's 4th Gen 4Runner. Guys, do not forget to stop along the way in order to check out the many amazing views the 105 has to offer. Man, these views never seem to disappoint, do they? Here we decided to make a quick stop in order to check out a potential campsite that we might be staying at tonight. There's Henry's 4Runner all flexed out. And once again, here's another one of those great views along the 105. Absolutely stunning. Here we made a quick stop in order to let the rest of the group catch up coming up the hill. Now, this hilly section of the trail can cause complications for you manual transmission guys if you're not used to starting on a hill. As you can see, Andrew rolls back, but if you're in 4 low, you won't really have that problem. Just make sure you disengage before you get onto that asphalt and you won't break anything. Now with that tricky part behind us, we're on to pavement. But before long, we'll be right back on the gravel, so don't worry. And like I told you, what a beautiful sight that is. We're right back on gravel. Now on certain portions of the trail, they might be closed depending on the conditions. So every now and then you'll run into a road closed signs. No worries, just turn around and keep on trucking to the next trail. Now the tree coverage out here gives a great cinematic feel over the road as you're driving through. We make a quick stop at an overlook to stretch our legs. Now I can't quite remember the name of this overlook, but man, you get some great views. A couple of the guys have started picking up patches every place that we travel to. That's a great way to remember the trips. And here we go, S-turn baby. Lot of fun here. And just like that, the rain came falling down. But it didn't last long, and it did a great job settling the dust. Here we happened upon this country store that was in the middle of nowhere. They had a live band, and it looked like a good time, but it was too bad we couldn't stay long. Walking up to the country store, we noticed this group of butterflies just huddled together. Anybody know what they're doing? So the name of this place is Betsy's Old Country Store, and as you'll see in a second, it's tiny, I mean tiny. It was really packed with just a couple of us in there. And here we are. Now they had ice cream and different types of candies and sodas and things like that. And you can see how crowded it is, but check out all the patches up on the wall to the right behind Josh. Now here we are getting into the more technical section of the 105 trail. As you can see, Josh and his RAV4 here about to get real flexy. Now here we are later in the day, stopping at a store before camp. We decided to do this to restock on a few things, to get some drinks and some snacks so we could enjoy ourselves when we got to camp. Now here's Henry on the hunt for those IPAs he's been talking about all day. Looks like he found them. Now, after searching for quite some time, we finally found that perfect campsite. And as we sat around, we ate dinner and enjoyed each other's company and talked about all the events that had occurred that day. And as night fell, we got ready for tomorrow. The next morning, we ate breakfast, packed all our things together, and hit the road as we had a long day of driving ahead of us. As this trip comes to a close and we head towards Boone, North Carolina, I'd like to thank you in joining us for this video and hope that you were able to get all the information you needed for planning your trip to the NC 105. We'll see you guys on the next one.